Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at my box that I use for flipping hooks, flipping weights, and worm hooks. We'll go through how I set up each bag and each weight. This is a box that I had set up pretty well from last year, so it's going to be a lot of restocking, but I'll show you exactly what I use to keep my weights and hooks in the best condition and be able to fit the most in one box at a time. So I'll give you an up-close look at this and walk you right through it all. All right, so right here we have my box that I store all my Eco Pro Tungsten weights in and my Hayabusa hooks. So I'm going to go through exactly where I set everything up and where I put them and kind of just explain it all. So basically what I do here is I'll have my weights here, kind of go through those first two top layers, and then I'll put hooks. I'll start with a 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, all the way up to a 5 or a 6, depending on what kind of hook you're using. I got a couple punch skirts. I don't use them a ton, but just stuff I have. Some extra hooks here from last year. And there's like a silicone packet that I put in there, just kind of eliminate rust, but we'll go through exactly what each one is. So the first thing I'll do at the end of each year here is a 16th is the smallest weights I have. These are all Eco Pro Tungsten, and you can see I got one bag of green pumpkin and one in black. They're my two favorite colors. They kind of just cover both spectrums. I'll switch back and forth depending on which bait I'm using to match it best, but I also take a little bit of that foam that I was showing you guys in the last video, and I cut that and I just throw it in there. And what that does is just kind of just dampen some of the blow, and then I also put it below the in the bottom of the box too. And like I showed you before, you take one strip and cut that and just make long strips, and I set it on the bottom, and I'll put each divider on top of it, and that just kind of protects them a little bit better, keeps paint from chipping or anything. So I'll go through here, get my 16ths in one, I'll go to an 1/8 in the next one, and I'm just kind of checking, making sure I want to have at least 4 or 5 in each one of them. Some of you have more, and if I don't, that's when I'll go into my reserve packages where I have my extras at, and you'll see there's a 3/16, and I got extras of each size, and then I'll be able to tell what else I need to order from Eco Pro this year. Make sure I'm ready for the upcoming season. You can also see in the bottom here, a lot of times when I get done fishing, I don't take the time to actually put them away, which you don't always have that time, but you can just see there's some that are beat up with like just all chipped. That one there, I'll probably just set that aside, put that in my giveaway pile, and just keep going from there. But these ones you can throw back in there. I let them sit in the bottom. I'll usually use those in practice and save these ones for the actual tournament. And here's some other ones I had pulled out earlier. So I just got to kind of rematch them up, put them back in their bags. That way you know exactly which ones are which. Keeps you most organized for the rest of the year. But you'll see like there, I'm out of 3/8. And I'll just go in these extra boxes, fill them up, make sure we got everything we need. So then I also want to show you what the hook size is what I do. So there's a 2-0, and this is one of those packages that, to make them fit the best, this was one I probably got later in the year, and I just didn't take the time to kind of organize it to how I like it to be. But being the start of the year, I want to have everything prepped and ready to go, try to get the most out of my season without having to reorganize. So I'm going to take this, you can fold it out, and you can see that's the FPP strength Hayabusa hook. Take your scissors, I like to cut that one off, throw it out, and I take this and cut it off. So it still gives me all the information on what the hook is. It's the 2-0, it's got 4 pieces in it, which I add more to it just so I have extra, as you can see. But then you can take this, slide it right in there, get it all the way back down, and it still folds. You have that little, just a little sticky glue there, but it lets you fold it in half. And it just takes up a lot less space that way. You gotta fold it tight, and you see it'll fit right in those holes. And the same thing, I still put a little bit of that foam in the hooks just to kind of dampen the blow. I think keeping your hooks in the original packaging does a lot for them than letting them just kind of like, here's one I used last year. And it's just floating around, bouncing around. I think when they're bouncing around amongst each other on this hard plastic, you tend to actually dull your hook points. So like you it could be a new hook that you haven't fished with, but you still might not have the sharpest hook possible, which is what you want out of a hook. And obviously Hayabusa makes a great quality hook, so that's why I use them. Here's one from last year. You can see it's the 5.0. It's got, well, there's 7 in there or so, but it's cut in half, and then I put it in there, and I can just sit it right down in. Takes up no room. I'm out of 4s, so I'll have an actual bag of them here. Let's see, there's a pack of 4s. So I even use, see this old package? I'm sorry, the new package. I'll take it out of there. I'll just throw that whole package away, and I already have this one already cut to the size I want. So it kind of just eliminates some one of the steps when you get into a sorting process that you like. And this is the one I've used probably the last 3 or 4 years. I've been very happy with it. So I just got to put them in there, get them to settle down, get them flat as you can, put them right in there in the 3/0 spot. And it'll come together real quick. I'll put this together, show it to you at the end when it's finished. That way you can see exactly how it's all set up and kind of organized. But I really think this is a good way to store your tungsten weights and flipping hooks. All right, guys, so here I am. I got my box pretty much here in order. I got all my weights put in here, relabeled, new foam in there if it was needed. Got my hooks all settled in. The last thing I want to put in here is these Eco Pro Tungsten peg weights. That's for pegging your big weight there when it's going. So what I like to do is I actually get rid of these packages. They're kind of big for storing in your box. So I'm going to take 3 of them, or however many you want to store in there. 3 at a time is usually a good number. But same deal, I'm going to put them in actually one of those Hayabusa Hooks cases that were extra that I restocked with it. We're going to just get thrown out, but they hold these very well. So we go off, take that, cut that off, and then I like to keep them right there. That way I have everything for flipping and pitching all in one area. The last thing you might want to take a look at is those trailer locks. They work pretty well holding your bait up there. That way you don't tear them up as much. But if you have any questions on anything Eco Pro Tungsten, Hayabusa Hooks, this is my flipping box. You can see I've written there. I'll go through one last time here and just kind of re-up these, make them a little clearer so you can see them better. But then we'll be ready to go.